guarantee you those numbers will not be, they'll probably be either half or not even close to half of people not traveling here from these particular countries that I just said. We are in a national crisis. We are in a constitutional crisis. We need more people using their platforms to put out correct information, factual information on the multitude of things that are taking place in our administration. The multitude of crimes, the multitude of illegal things that are taking place. And we have this administration that is defying Supreme Court rulings saying that they won. The hot one from the Just Listen podcast. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the podcast. MAGA folks are finding out. MAGA folks are finding out pretty fast that they voted for the wrong person. And they're wishing the things that they know now that they would have changed their vote. They're wishing that they could take it away. They can take their vote away because Trump is not doing what he said that he was going to do to bring back the economy. No, he's making it worse. He's making it worse for the American people, and he's making it worse for people that love to come and visit America because they're not coming to visit us now, especially those countries that Trump said that he wanted to take over, like Greenland and Denmark or Canada, Mexico. We're not getting those tourists here in this country anymore. They are not coming, and it's mainly because of Trump. And we're going to dive into that pretty soon here. But I ask for you to subscribe to the channel. My YouTube videos, these videos from my podcast come directly from the research that I do and also from my heart, because I'm a person that I want to inform everyone when it comes to the things that are going on in America. If you're American and you are here in this country and you voted for Kamala, you see the damage that is going on. If you voted for Trump and you haven't seen or are not seeing the damage that is going on right now, you're in the coat. So without further ado, I wanted to bring up one of my favorite people that I like to listen to on YouTube, like to watch actually as well. Jesse Dollemore. This is my guy. So apparently there was an individual, him and his family, him and his wife, that went up to Canada. And this person's been a U.S. citizen for 10 years. And we're going to watch Jesse Dollemore's video, and I'm just going to pause it here and there and talk about some of the things, but I don't know 100% if this person voted for Trump. However, from the words that he's talking about, it seems like he did vote for Trump, and now he's finding out. And then at the end, I want you to stick with me with this whole video. At the end, I want to show you some crazy numbers when it comes to things that will impact America. They will impact America significantly just because of J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, and the Trump administration. Every single person in the administration and what they're doing to damage America. And I say this with the utmost passion of my heart. I can see the damages that is taking place. People are finding out that Donald Trump is not for them. He only wanted their vote, like he said. Especially you can ask those individuals in North Carolina that is still hoping to get some type of relief from the past two hurricanes that we had this year. Last year, Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. That there are still damages over there in their areas. So I'm going to play this video here of my guy, Jesse Dollemore, and just listen to what he got to say. One of the most amazing people on YouTube besides the other liberal, straight fact information individuals. Check this out.
Administration, when we have Mr. Trump in office, things would change to the better, Atallah said. Things actually changed to the worse. You think? What would give you any idea, any inkling, any hint, any scintilla of an idea that things would be better under Trump? Things would be safer, more secure, that your constitutional rights wouldn't be trampled upon under a Donald Trump administration. Who are these people, and what has been what happened to their fucking brains? What happened to all of the knowledge that we have about Donald Trump in his first term and everything he said since then? Watch this from the Boston affiliate of NBC, and we'll talk about this on the other side.
First at 11, it is a story you'll only see right here on NBC 10 Boston. A real estate attorney, an American citizen returning from Canada, says that he was detained without explanation. Thanks for staying up.
So this individual, an American citizen, was detained coming from Canada. Not the Canadian officials that detained him. This was an official American that was detained coming back from Canada. Can you believe that? They're coming for individuals that are Americans.
With us tonight, I'm Priscilla Casper.
And I'm Colton Bradford. Now, that New Hampshire man says he was traveling back from a quick family trip on Sunday when this happened. He spoke exclusively to our Jericho Tran about his experience. Jericho's joining us live right now with what he had to say. Jericho?
Yeah, well, Bachir Atallah tells me that he has been a U.S. citizen for over 10 years. But on Sunday, he tells me he was not treated like a citizen at all when U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agents detained him and his wife for several hours with no explanation, all while Bachir was experiencing a medical emergency.
Literally drove my car to Canada for the weekend, and on the way back I was treated like a criminal.
An unwelcome return home for Bachir Atallah and his wife Jessica on Sunday when they say Customs and Border Patrol officers stopped them at the border between Vermont and Canada.
He asked me, exit the vehicle right now, and he reached for his gun. I said, okay, I'm exiting the vehicle. Keep your gun at your waist.
Just hours before, Atallah celebrated Palm Sunday with his family. Now he was being arrested.
They handcuffed me. They twisted my arm.
It was like a shock for me.
A real estate attorney, Atallah says he's been an American citizen for over 10 years. He immediately started questioning why he was being detained.
Even if you ask questions, they say we don't know, it's the government.
Atallah started to feel sick and requested medical attention. This report, filled out by an EMS team, determined Atallah was experiencing high blood pressure and was at risk for a stroke. They say Atallah needed further medical attention, which he refused after he says Border Patrol agents explained what they would do next.
So not only did this man start going into a healthcare crisis, he had to be transported to, I would say, the ER because of his condition, because of what the Trump administration and the Gestapo are doing to American people, people that are classified as Americans. This man could have had a heart attack or a stroke because he was unlawfully detained coming across from Canada.
They're definitely going to escort me to the hospital and have an officer guard me and bring me back and start from zero.
Atallah says CBP agents requested to look into his email on his phone, which he denied them access to because of attorney-client privilege.
So I had to, under duress, give him permission to look through my email, through my privileged information, and he made me write a statement signed by me saying that I gave him permission to look through the email.
After several requests, Atallah says CBP agents called his sister Celine Atallah, who is an immigration attorney.
It started with the immigrants. It's coming to us Americans, and it's gonna go after all of us.
After nearly 5 hours, Atallah says he and his wife were released. They are now pursuing legal action.
I really thought things would change after this administration, when we had Mr. Trump in office. Things would change to the better. Things actually changed to the worse.
Now, I reached out to the Department of Homeland Security and U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. They have not got back to me yet, but there's still a lot of questions in the air. Bachir needs to leave to Lebanon in just a couple days. He'll be there for a couple months, and he doesn't know what's going to happen when he tries to come back.
Did you hear that part? I think you heard what I heard. This man said that he thought things would be better under Mr. Trump once he got in office, and it's not. It's gotten worse. So it sounds like to me that he voted for somebody that was going to come after him and his family. for going to Canada and coming back to America. A U.S. citizen who is getting stopped by ICE agents, Border Patrol, whoever, and being questioned to go into the person's phone. What about our freedoms? What about our freedoms when they are saying that they're going to go into your phone to see who you've been communicating with and what you've been communicating on? Sounds like a dictatorship to me. I'm going to let Jesse finish cooking real quick, and then I'm going to talk about something else that's important. So hang tight with me. Let's hear what Jesse has to say about this. Check this guy out, Jesse Dollemore, one of my favorite people to listen to. I'm going to be quiet.
Again, I have less sympathy if this guy's a Trump supporter, because what did you think? But it should set off alarm bells in your head that if this is happening to Trump supporters crossing the border, American citizens coming back into their country, what do you think is going to happen to you as a Democrat, as a liberal, as an independent who doesn't support fascism? What do you think? A poll was recently done by the University of Massachusetts Amherst, and it appears as though people are waking up to that. Obviously, more Democrats, 60%. How concerned are you that Donald Trump will jail American citizens based on their political views? Very concerned and somewhat concerned, 60 and 26% for Democrats. Independents, over 50% are very concerned or somewhat concerned. Of course, Republicans, they're not concerned. This guy was probably not concerned until it happened to him. A lot of people need to find their tragedy before they find their empathy. And I think this is one of those cases. What do you think?
So there we have it. I'm sorry, I had my mic mute real quick. There we have it. Republicans, that small percentage, they are part of the cult. They think that everything is fine, especially MAGA. MAGA thinks that everything is easy peasy. They love what Trump is doing. They love every bit about it because you know why? These people are selfish. They have no empathy for the next man. And they couldn't care about what is happening until it happens to them. And like, I know Jesse said that he don't know if this guy's a Trump supporter or whatnot, but just by the words that the man was saying about Mr. Trump, and I thought that when he got in office, things were going to be better, but it's not. It sounded like he voted for Trump. So now he's effing around and finding out, just like the farmers are, just like the people in construction are, just like those people in North Carolina are. They're finding out right now because guess what? They will not be able to get their house built. They will not be able to get those nice roads because Trump took away the FEMA aid. Where's J.D. Vance when you need him? Call for J.D. Vance instead of calling for Kamala Harris, knowing that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were doing everything they can to get relief and aid over to the individuals. But no, we had a lot of people out there spreading misinformation. This video will not this video right here will not mess you up when it comes to misinformation because I don't do that on my platform. I do my research. I also listen to my Midas Touch, my Jesse Dollemore, the Romano Report. I listen to Rashad Ritchie. I listen to the people that are going to tell us the honest to God truth. And I do not watch any kind of news media sources out there because guess what? The news media sources, they patty cake when it comes to situations and issues, real life issues for people. They patty cake because guess what? They want to have those ratings between people who are on the liberal side and people who are on the far right fascist side. Last thing I wanted to talk about, and I appreciate you sticking with me on this here, but let's talk about what's going on when it comes to bringing money from other countries into this country. And let me tell you a brief story. Back in like 2016, 2015, my wife and I, we went to Disney and we were all on the Disney Strip. And, you know, you got International Boulevard where you have, you know, the strip and everything. And they have like putt-putt. They have where you can do the little slingshot. They have all kind of stuff in Orlando, right? Well, we had went to go get dinner. Excuse me, it was actually breakfast time frame. And it was like 15 people. It was like a family of people that was there. And it had an accent. Those individuals flew all the way from London to go to Disney. All the way from London to go to Disney. That tourism, when it comes to tourism, we gain a lot of money from people that come from other countries just because they want to go to specific places like Disney, Busch Gardens, catch an NFL game or NBA game or even a college game. They come from other countries to be able to get the American experience when it comes to just the things that they see on TV, when it comes to entertainment, amusement parks. They're not coming now. 2025 has seen a significant drop from people coming from other countries. And guess who it's because of? Guess what administration it's because of? Because we can't say this was because of Biden. No, we cannot say that because of Biden and Kamala. We can't say that about the Biden administration. People are not coming to the country and spending the American dollars here in this country. And trust me, these people had money when they came. They were doing all kind of stuff, going to Universal Studios and Hollywood Studios and whatever, and going over to Disney Springs, and these people were spending money here in America, bringing more money to our country. They're not coming now. They're not going to come now, and I guarantee you this: it's going to continue to drop, and then the states that get the most tourist attraction is going to continue to suffer, and it's because of the Trump administration. Real talk on that. So I got this poll. I didn't get this poll, but this is something from Yahoo News here. International travel to the U.S. is down as some foreigners see Trump as the reason to stay away. So I'm going to scroll down here to some of the countries that are decided that they're not going to be traveling here. They're probably not going to travel here whatsoever. There's a chart here that I'm going to show you, and then we're going to talk about a few more things when it comes to this. So that's in 2024, but I'm going to show you what it's looking like since Trump got into office. The biggest drops in U.S. tourism from 2024 to 2025. Taiwan, negative 32%. And guess where they go to? Ecuador, 29%. Iran, 28%. China, 24%. Venezuela, 22%. We don't even want to talk about Venezuela right now because they think the drop is because of the migrants that come over here. That's not the case. Venezuela, Czech Republic, South Korea, Honduras, Jamaica, and Switzerland. This is just a few of the countries, because I know that Canada's on here too. I know that there is other countries that usually would come and visit some state, and they're not coming now. These are all in the negatives. This is not a positive thing when it comes to people coming from other countries. Not a positive thing at all. So if we go down here, there's another chart to pop up here. Top 10 sources of inbound U.S. travel. We got Canada with 20 million people that came here in 2024. Mexico, 16.989. And this is not illegals here, okay? This is not people coming here illegally, basically. Because a lot of people think, oh, Joe Biden got 20 million illegals over here. No, that is not true. That is not true. Some of these migrants that come here from Mexico, they come here on like a work visa. I don't know which one it is, but they go and they work the farms. They do construction. They do stuff that some of us American people won't do, because we won't sit out in the sun for 8, 10, 12 hours out of a day picking vegetables at a low paying rate. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be on top of a roof where we could risk our life changing out shingles for 10 hours a day in the blazing sun. And when you're up higher on the roof, that sun is just beaming down on you. And if the shingles are black, you're going to catch on fire. These are immigrants that come here to do the job that American people would not do, because they're not going to pay us enough, right? They're not going to pay us enough. United Kingdom, 4 million people. India, 2 million people. Are those H-1B visas? Germany, almost 2 million people. Brazil, almost 2 million people. Japan, 1.8 million. France, 1.7 million. South Korea, 1.7 million. China, 1.6 million. I guarantee you, a year from now, we pull these numbers up and everything is going on and getting worse day in and day out by this administration. I guarantee you, those numbers will not be, they'll probably be either half or not even close to half of people not traveling here from these particular countries that I just said. We are in a national crisis. We are in a constitutional crisis. We need more people using their platforms to put out correct information, factual information on the multitude of things that are taking place in our administration. The multitude of crimes, the multitude of illegal things that are taking place. And we have this administration that is defying a Supreme Court ruling saying that they won. When the Supreme Court says, no, we have to get this individual back. And I'm talking about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. I'm talking about all the people that were innocently snatched up and sent over to El Salvador at a concentration camp. History will not repeat itself in America. History will not repeat itself from what took place in World War II. And I say that with my whole chest, because we will stand up and we will rise. This should not be happening in any country. We as people, we were created by the same cloth. We may look a little different because of our color of our skin or our eye pigmentation, our eye color, but we all bleed the same. MAGA need to wake up. Peace and love.
I have confidence. It's not selfish at all. I have confidence. It's not selfish at all.